Wow, Black Lightning finished off its third season with many great moments. So I'm just going to follow through the episode as there are so many big moments throughout. First up, Black Lightning vs. Gravedigger. Continuing on from the previous episode, I do wish it would have lasted longer, but it was a nice teaser for what was to come. And as suspected, Jefferson tried using his knowledge of their family connection, but it ultimately did nothing and Jennifer got kidnapped. And despite the cool set and the cell that Jennifer was locked into, it only played in as an interesting conversation between two powerful individuals. Lady Eve versus the ASA of course ended with a shootout, and it would appear that not only did she betray Gambi, but that she's apparently dead. We shall see. Which with this show I highly doubt. Jefferson breaking in to get Jennifer was a great moment combined with the ASA taking out Dr. Jace. With death there comes life. We also get Lila and Henderson teaming up for probably the first time of them two together since season 1, so it was really cool seeing them back together and seeing them help each other out for Freeland. Then Khalil vs. Painkiller. Most fights between the two characters where an actor portrays both are usually cut fast or just look bad, but this was such a good sequence to enjoy, particularly with the following scenes for his character in this episode, like when he almost decides to kill Jennifer. It's a real good moment, and I feel like he's going to kind of dip out and we'll see him later on next season. Then we get Anissa and Grace vs. Gravedigger, but he uses his powers to have Grace attack Anissa. This cuts away to give us inarguably the biggest death of the episode, Henderson. It was announced a few months back that the actor would be leaving, so I was kind of waiting for something to happen, especially considering that he's been kind of limbo this entire season. But it is a touching and sad moment as he puts himself in sacrifice for Jennifer and Jefferson. I actually got kind of teary myself. But then we get a fight down between Grace and Anissa, where Anissa has to take her down using her powers. After knocking her out, she reluctantly is encouraged by Gambi to move on so she can save everyone. Brandon gets his little moment to shine by portraying some skills with lava, which is probably the coolest moment that this character has had all season. But Gravedigger wins against Brandon and Jennifer, so Odell decides to activate the self-destruct button because why not? Lynn comes in and saves Jefferson with a temporary fix to Gravedigger's powers and convinces him not to kill Gravedigger, but just to let him die in the explosion. This will end up being a mistake later on. They escape and Odell thinks that he does too, but Khalil is waiting and decides to paralyze Odell instead of killing him like Jefferson thought he would. But the ASA continue to go after Gambi and blow up and shoot up his shop. TC is caught in the crossfire but appears to be okay, and it was great seeing that this set was finally being utilized in full force and kind of destroyed, but I'm sure we'll probably be getting a new set because of this. After Anissa was forced to take out Grace, Grace is left in a coma for now and will probably be sent somewhere until we need her back in the plot. Tobias is still in Markovia, but as we learn that Markovia doesn't want to pay for the Freeland War, Tobias announced that he's ready to go back to Freeland and take it back. This episode ends in a way that the first 3 seasons feel like it's a wrap-up completely. The cure is made, and Lynn makes sure that Gotham has the cure as well, which is also the 3rd Gotham shout-out this episode. Lady Eve is supposed to be going there, so maybe we'll see her pop up on Batwoman. The ending is a montage of Jefferson and his daughters testifying on behalf of Freeland against not only Markovia, but the ASA as well, and a long history with the government doing wrong to black people. This court moment I think helps wrap up most of the plotlines for the first 3 seasons, such as the Markovian War, Greenlight, and the ASA. And as per the ending moments where we learn that Gravedigger is still alive, dun dun dun, some of these will be back in some capacity, but hopefully will go towards new things. But overall, this was a great finale. With Henderson and Lady Eve dying, Lala, Khalil, and Tobias still out there, and Grace and TC being benched for a while, this will bring the next season back to a smaller cast of characters who get to help rebuild the remnants of Freeland. I'll go more in depth to some of the bigger moments in the future, but for now I'm still in awe in what this finale was able to pull off. Even the death of Henderson, who hasn't really been important to the plot for most of his appearances, still hit me. And the final 5 minutes really had me going. I was really happy to see things wrap up, but then that cliffhanger was just worth the wait. But it's a 10 out of 10 for me, and Season 3 ends as I think the strongest season of Black Lightning so far. But what would you rate this finale, and what are your favorite moments? Let me know down below.